Yo, welcome to Philosopher's Stoned. Tonight we are gonna go back to the Bible shit that I started out with on the channel with the Nephilim story. And I'm sure I've mentioned it and some scriptures along the way. We're gonna get into the story of the Tower of Babel, the stairway to heaven, and God's jealousy of this tower. So first off, I want to just say the Tower of Babel is the origin myth from Genesis 11, 1-9. It's to tell the fucked off story of why there are different languages all over the world that we know today. Here's what the Old Testament literally says about this myth, and then I'll cover the real juicy details. I know y'all want to hear me recite more Bible scriptures, so here we fucking go, you motherfucking pagans. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech, and it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And then the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. That is Genesis 11, 1-9. Look it up if you wanna. So before I really get into the story, that scripture to me lets us know that they had a pre-warning of some kind about being spread across the earth with different languages from the Lord. So who really knows how true that is? Why were they in fear of that consequence from the very beginning? That's kind of confusing to me, but so is the fucking Bible. So, here we go to the story. After the flood, the surviving people of earth, who all spoke the same language, they were pretty much all of Noah, the survivors, children of the flood. You know, he survived this flood, and then he had a bunch of kids. You know that flood God dropped on the earth to destroy the Nephilim, the giants who were destroying the land and eating people and shit like that. Anyway, God has a covenant with Noah between Shem and Ham. Shem with the blessing and Ham with the curse. Those are his sons that were divided. So here's how that sibling curse of division plays out. It just reminds me that Old Testament God is such an asshole for real. Like, come on, dude, you're a dick. So these people under King Nimrod, whose realm would include Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh, these particular sect of his people settled in the city of Shinar. So let's talk about Nimrod for a second. He was the grandson of Noah and the son of Ham, you know, the cursed one that I mentioned, who was actually cursed because he made fun of his dad for being drunk and naked one night. So that's pretty fucking funny. That's a little comedy in the Bible there. And that's an actual story from Genesis 9. Now, Nimrod is portrayed as a real shithead tyrant, inheriting the clothes of Adam, which were made out of the skin of the serpent. And Nimrod basically said, fuck God, I'm God now. So he kind of sounds fucking cool a little bit. But I also found some info that claims Nimrod himself was a Nephilim, or part Nephilim, and this tower was some kind of gateway for other Nephilim to stroll down to Earth through to and from heaven, I guess, or maybe a higher dimension of some kind. Now, the people, they used a liquid substance called asphalt, not asphalt, to place the stones together to build a great tower that reached higher than any other tower and that it may reach the heavens. And they erected the building of this tower in the name of themselves and not God, which was a big fucking no-no at the time. You did everything for God back then. You know what I'm saying? One interpretation of the tower's purpose was to have its own worship and a god. The redstone god. Not the god we know to call the shots back in the day. A different one. These people of Shinar and King Nimrod wanted to make a name for themselves, and God just was not having that. Another possible interpretation was they wanted to build this tower to reach the heavens, possibly to enter heaven on their own time or give God a direct staircase down to their great city. But all of this is basically telling God that these low-level ass humans think they can do these monumental great things like build a fucking tower all the way to heaven and be just as upper echelon VIP as God himself. So God observed all of this and got pretty fucking jealous of the people building this ziggurat that would be so tall and great that it could reach his little kingdom of heaven. So God said, fuck no, bitches. He confounded the humans' language and made it to where nobody in the city could understand each other. It was like literally waking up one day and you call your homie and he's like speaking straight gibberish tongue, and when you reply in your native speaking language, his mind cannot compute it. He's like, what the fuck are you saying? You're speaking a different language that I've never heard. Then God began dispersing the people divided by these different languages all over the world. So he's creating regional cultures, I guess. He's like, all right, you people are going to go over here and speak this. You people are going to go over here and speak this. God just really loves to play these board games with us. You know what I mean? He would later name the place, the city of Shinar, Babel, later to be known as Babylon. Funny enough, this act of deliberate separation and confusion among the people and their language is reversed in the New Testament, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Now here's the Anunnaki Sumerian connection with my motherfucking dog Marduk, and this is way before all that Bible shit. You know what I mean? In the city of Babylon, there is a ziggurat named Etemenanki, built dedicated to Billy fucking badass himself, Marduk. This was one that was reconstructed by Nebuchadnezzar II. A quote from a Babylonian stone tablet text reads, I made it, the wonder of the people of the world. I raised its top to heaven, made doors for the gates, and I covered it with bitumen and bricks. The text goes a lot longer, explaining on how and why he reconstructed this tower and dedicated it to the worship of Marduk. There's some other gods in there that he goes to for some type of worship and help, I guess. I don't know. Divine assistance. So that is basically it for the Tower of Babel story. I mean, I could go into my opinion on it, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I feel like this might have been some type of mass strike of language confusion, like some sort of allegorical disease or virus involuntarily enforced on the people of Earth to confuse them, to bring them back, to devolve them in their progression, because if everyone in the world all spoke the same language, we might already have a stairway to heaven built, and these dimensions that we're confined by would just be easy to pass through like an elevator. But that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me, but that's just what I think. I feel like everything in the Bible and all the old texts are allegorical for something deeper. Nothing really is what it is, you know? Or it could be. There could be snakes that talk to you and get you to eat apples and shit, you know? I don't really know. I wasn't there. Thank fucking God I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Ha. Thank you for watching Philosopher Stoned. I have a bunch of cool shit planned to do. I'm gonna continue that cryptid series. I might even talk about the goddamn chupacabra. You know what I mean? I got one coming up on Mars that's gonna be super scientific, so if science bores you, you might want to skip it. Thank you for watching Philosopher Stoned. Until next time, welcome to the new future. Welcome to hell, bitch.